Well, there's like multiple things. Like anti-Semitism is bad, but the problem with anti-Semitism is Tucker Carlson getting up on the news and saying the talking points that the guy who shot up the tops in Buffalo would repeat. Like the problem with anti-Semitism is a white supremacy problem. It is not a black celebrity problem. The same thing with trans rights, and that when we jump on black celebrities to highlight other people who are being hurt by homophobia or transphobia or anti-Semitism, it's a scapegoat that is a part of white supremacy. So so even though I have a hard time listening to Kanye, I don't particularly want to platform him. I do think he is legitimately unwell. I think that's why he's doing the things he's saying, things he's thinking. Even the retraction, 21 Jump Street wasn't that funny. It was pretty funny though.
It was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty good movie. I will fault him for that.
I'm not sure it would have cured Hitler, but that's, if you had a time machine, what would you do? I would show 21 Jump Street to Adolf Hitler. Um, sorry, I'm trying to be a stand-up comedian as well. Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel. So I don't like spending time decrying what Kanye is doing because I think we need to keep our eyes on the real enemy, which is when Tucker Carlson says the great replacement is happening and that Jews are trying to replace white people with immigrants and black people, white people murder black people in Buffalo. Like that was the direct line that happened where there was a far right talking point and there was also broadcast to the middle right, and then this next thing happened. And the discussion of that was 3 seconds, 2 seconds. But Kanye says whatever, Mountain Dew Code Red on the Jews tomorrow, whatever it was that he said, which is not good, and he should be castigated from polite society. He should be criticized. He should have lost his deals. Like that's totally sensical to me. What drives me crazy is the conversation around it, because again, obviously, I'm not black, and I have no idea what the black experience is. The same way I don't know what women's experiences are. But all you can do is believe people when they tell you. And black people have been telling us the way the world is for my entire life. And what am I going to do? Not believe them? So when they say, like, you just look, white society is ready to pounce on anything that a black celebrity does, like that, to pounce on it and just take them down. And they will do anything they can. And it happens every single time. So I I am definitely upset with it. It hurts me because also I have many Jewish friends, and you have to believe what they say. And they say when they walk into a room, they can often feel people looking at them and trying to hold back racial slurs against them. And I just have to believe them. I don't think those words, but if they say they feel them, who
Mhm.
am I to disagree? So yeah, so it's like I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I believe in systematic inequality. And the systematic inequality is alive and well. And when you scan back from that and you look at the position of evil whitey, represented by me and my ancestors, this is great. This is the greatest thing ever. The richest and most influential black person, perhaps of all time, at least on one of those counts, uh, is platforming anti-Jewish sentiments, and then they're fighting amongst each other. And then the real sort of people who benefit from the systematic inequalities, being people who look like me and my ancestors, we just get to kick back, and a couple of us get to send out a couple tweets saying we don't agree, and then we just keep all the power and all the money and let everyone else fight. So yeah,
I
I don't
like
usually.
I appreciate that sentiment
Yeah,
because it's very true. And it is something that is so easily to be like, well, that album sucked too, When
right.
really, when I ask you about it, it shouldn't be about that. It should be about what you're talking about because that is the correct way to look at it, and that is the correct way to think about it. And he, yeah, I don't have any more points about that one. I appreciate what you said about that, and you've thought very thoroughly about it.
And also just people still don't understand how great of an artist he is. That doesn't excuse what he's saying, but I have spent, so
You like
there's
Jesus is King?
yes, love it. Absolutely. Absolute 10 out of 10 masterpiece, not being sarcastic. Um, but like I've spent most of my adult life arguing about the value of George Lucas and Kanye West. So I will defend episodes 1, 2, and 3 as vehemently as I defend Kanye West, and it's for the same reason that we have been blessed to live in a world with these artists who do what they believe is necessary, not what the market tells them to do. That they live in a world where they managed to win capitalism without trying to win capitalism, only trying to serve their artistic vision and sacrificing everything that they can possibly sacrifice to give us that vision. And in doing that, they left behind a legacy of literally everybody who's in that space either reacting or continuing what they did. So that's the other part that bothers me about the Kanye scandal is that people, even though, when he says, I am Picasso, I am Einstein, I'm not a physicist, but I am an art historian, and Kanye is 10 times more important than Picasso. And I'll go toe to toe on you. I could talk up and down about Picasso, and I love Picasso. He's great, but he's not as important as Kanye. He's not
Mhm.
as talented as Kanye. Really, he's not. I could seriously, I would love that challenge someday. And it's another thing. It's another weird racial thing where people don't actually give him the credit. And it's partly because he takes the credit all the time. So he doesn't leave any space for anyone to say it. But it's frustrating because I have a lot of friends, a lot of boom Xers, Xer boomers who always make fun of me for my love of Kanye because all they know is the Taylor Swift stuff and the slavery is a choice stuff. And they're like taking these victory laps, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but you never actually got it. You never actually got the thing. You just saw the smoke. You didn't actually see the fire. So